Hello and welcome to HindustanTimes.com Facebook Live today. We are going to discuss the recent order of Supreme Court that bans the sale of alcohol in highways. They are saying that the 500 meters away from the highway, all vendors, be it a theka or be it a five-star hotel, they cannot sell liquor to motorists. So we are going to discuss here what the ban actually means for people, what it means for is it an effective way to stop drunk driving? And I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues. I have Viju Cherian, and I have Charu Gupta, and myself, Shobhadra Chatterjee. I'm from the Political Bureau. So my first question to Charu. Charu, we are in a city where almost every day we hear a story that about a drunk driving, somebody has killed someone, a car has rammed because of drunk driving. So do you think that the Supreme Court order that banning liquor sale essentially to stop drunk driving in highways is an effective measure to stop this menace?
It will be a little difficult to implement because I think highways are not the only place where you can get liquor. Liquor is easily available. And like somebody said, if you can't get it in hotels, you can drink at home. And it's a loss of business for pubs, for hotels, and for restaurants too. And a lot of hotels and restaurants are built along the highways. And that was one of the main attractions for them, that they're close to the highways. So there has to be a better way to do it. And I don't think so this is the best way to go about dealing with drink driving.
Yes, I want to tell you one thing, Charu. You know what we have seen also, that there is another side. The flip side of this, any ban on alcohol, is that whenever you ban alcohol, be it in the state, be it in some parts of the other parts of the country, be it on the roads, we have seen the rise of spurious alcohol and this black marketing of alcohol. We have also seen that bootlegging, yes, and we have seen that Bihar, after Nitish Kumar came to power, he had banned alcohol in the state, taking a cue from perhaps Narendra Modi's Gujarat. Now we have seen that happen, but also we have seen cases of people dying after consuming spurious alcohol. Viju, what is your take on this ban?
I think it's a step forward. As Charu had said, it perhaps might not be the best of solutions that could have come, but I think as a step forward, this definitely is important. For one thing, you look at the statistics of road accidents, especially under the influence. It's staggering in many states. One example of it, and which often many people actually put out, is the statistics that come out from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is a state which has a phenomenon. And also Kerala has got, many of the states in fact have got, liquor revenue is a major part of the income for the state. And when you look at it, one of the main reasons why parties in many states are actually pushing, even for that matter Nitish Kumar, was that when you look at the statistics of road accidents, while there is liquor, as Nitish said, before prohibition and after, the number of road accidents, there was a great decrease in it. So I think the Supreme Court has got a point when it says national highways and state highways, keep it away from it. But as Charu said, it has to be seen how it's going to work, because a lot of establishments have got licenses and they've invested a lot in it.
Yeah.
So halfway through telling it, that's a bit of a funny one. But what do you think about
Yes.
that?
Now, for the people who have, our viewers who have joined us on this Facebook Live, please put your questions and we will try to answer them as much as possible. We already have a few questions, Charu, which you can see that I think there is a overwhelming support in favor of this ban.
Yeah.
Like Rameshwar Prasad Dubey, he's saying, sorry, Anuradha Wahi is saying not only highways but from all public places. She wants a complete ban on alcohol. I must say that's a very tall order. I mean, it's a very, very difficult task for anyone. Let's also, I understand completely that, there is a menace drinking. There have been complaints about from the women, especially from many states. In fact, the decision to ban alcohol in Bihar actually came from because the women petition to Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, and that came from. So
That's actually a funny one because I'll just bring another anecdote over here. Many say that Nitish Kumar actually came to power because he went on this prohibition one and he won all the women vote.
Yeah.
In Kerala, in the 90s, A.K. Antony was the chief minister. He banned local Arak. He brought out the order. The next election, he actually was booted out. The last election in 2014, in 2015, Umman Chandi, he also went on with a big thing about closing down liquor shops, and he was also booted out.
You know, one more thing what I feel is liquor ban to make roads safe is good, but you need to have far more stricter motoring and driving rules here. They are working on it. Deterrence works, right?
Yes.
So just, you can't have a ban on liquor, but driving norms, they too have to be looked into.
Yes.
Road behavior, we really are a very bad behaved people when it comes to roads.
Absolutely. And here I must say that the government has amended the Motor Vehicles Act recently, where they have put stricter punishment for rash driving, for violation of road norms, and of course drunk driving. We have got a few questions also, I think. Most of them are opinions, which is coming like Dayanand Rai, he's saying it's nice. And
We have a question for Cyber Hub somewhere.
yes, I think we saw a question. Yes, the question I remember on Cyber Hub was that they said that Cyber Hub, can they bypass this order by saying that actually the distance which one has to cover, or one has to travel from Cyber Hub to a highway is more than 500 meters.
Is it really?
But I don't think this will be applicable because it's actually, they will
It's
look
not
at
just a
the.
national highway, it's state highways as
Yes,
well.
yes.
I just have a question to you, Subhadru.
Yeah.
Now the fact is that the Supreme Court has said national highways and state highways 500 meters away from it. Already there is an existing law which says that you can't have liquor wins. I think
Close to
again,
religious places and
religious
schools.
places,
Religious places, educational institutes, yes.
So where
yes.
would you find one now?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
the question.
Where would you find one?
So maybe
Okay,
you'll
I-
have liquor
because-
zones then.
Yes,
You
I
have
think,
liquor
I think,
zones?
I must give an.
No, and I'm asking this because, as I had mentioned earlier, that many states liquor sale is a major part of the revenue.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
if they are going to implement this, you really have to search for places, and in many cities and states which are densely populated, especially our urban.
Not only that,
centers,
I must answer you this part that how the liquor sale actually boosts the state revenue. When this goods and services tax bill, which is dubbed as the biggest tax reform in India, that was being debated, almost all states wanted that the power to levy tax on liquor should be left to the states. So it is really a major source of income for the state. And to answer your question, I think if you go to Mayur Vihar Phase 1 in Delhi, you will see an entire mall, a shopping mall, full of liquor shops. That is because in that entire area, people had objected to earlier setting up liquor shops near schools or, as you correctly mentioned, near religious places, and then all these shops have
another
shifted
factor is that
to
it's closer to
shopping
the
malls.
UP border.
Yeah.
Yes,
closer to the UP
yes,
border, so-
yes. Okay, so we have a question from Mr. Amit Mathu. Do the government
Have any data which
have any data which relates to high liquor shops and accidents of commercial heavy traffic?
Do the government have any data which relates to liquor shops?
Oh yes, as I had said, yes, because Nitish Kumar had come out at the 1 year anniversary of this one, suggesting he had brought out a chart which said that the number of road accidents while there was liquor sales and after, and that's one of the reasons what he was actually what he was backing his decision to actually enforce prohibition. So yes, there is data. I don't know whether there's an all India data as of now. But states do have.
They do have a data on road accidents and
Yes,
how many
yes,
people are
yes,
dying.
yes,
And India
yes.
has one of the worst rates of road accident deaths. I think we are one of the top 3 or
Yes.
maybe
Now,
the top 3.
we have another question from Naveen. He says one can't go into city and drink and drive on highway. It's that much difficult to anyone go to near city or town to highways to drink. What a silly thought. Naveen, I'm sorry, it's not entirely a silly thought because as my colleague Charu was saying just now that there are, India has one of the highest rate of road accidents and there is the government of India and there are statistics to show that many of them are related to drunk driving and it's not just by the the heavy vehicles but it also, by the SUVs and there's, smaller vehicles.
It could be two-wheelers too. It's like
Absolutely.
somebody who's drunk could be driving anything. It's not like just commercial vehicles are killing people or anything. But the problem, the thing is, states are getting smart. They're trying to get around the ban.
That's exactly
They're renaming the roads, which I wonder will it have a bearing on how the roads are taken care of, how roads are maintained, if this rename or reclassify the roads, which
Yes, Satya Prakash Sarkar, he has commented that no sense at all. People will purchase liquor from the city and drink it on the highway. I think what he is talking about is how a section of the people might try to bypass the existing ban.
But the second part is more interesting, where he said the change has to be brought by the consumers.
Absolutely. So what we may see is that the more patrolling and more vigilance in the highways by the state police or the respective authorities.
I think it has to be somewhere in the middle, which has to be responsible behavior from citizens.
Yes.
And with some, I'm sorry for a better word, fear of law also has to be there. It can't be just it can't be just left to people, or it can't just be just law enforcement. It has to be somewhere. You have to come closer on this issue.
Yes, Avinav Singh, is saying that the liquor should not be allowed anywhere except home to avoid accidents or crime. Pubs don't care and keep serving their customers irrespective of whether they drove in. So how would Cyber Hub guarantee that their customers would drink and drive? Absolutely correct. Most of the restaurants in anywhere in India, they only would be bothered about their own business and say they would maybe not care about caring about this, whether you are drunk, whether you're driving. But I must also point out there are some restaurants where if you have taken your third peg or the fourth peg, probably they will come and politely ask you, do you need a cab or not?
Yeah.
One of the flip sides of what Abhinav Singh has actually said is that liquor should not be allowed anywhere except home. One of the major reasons why liquor is being, governments are forcing. Like for example, in Kerala, they were trying to ban it because they say higher the incidence of alcoholism, higher is the rate of domestic violence.
Okay.
So drinking at home not always is a great idea. So,
Yeah, and a lot of people are still not comfortable drinking at home.
So
Yes.
anyway, but if you've just joined us here at
Okay, Vivek Singh is saying forced implementation leads to unstable solutions. Yes, Mr. Singh, we have seen in many areas of India where there have been liquor ban and people try to violate the liquor ban. All habits die hard.
I think it's a matter of choice. Too.
Yes.
No, but Shobhadro, just on today's HT, there's this news about how Kerala is trying to dodge the SC order. Similarly, Uttar Pradesh is also trying to dodge the order.
Punjab has done
Punjab
it.
has already done it. So
Yes. There's an interesting point which Viju is saying that.
Kerala, what it has done is that it's actually trying to rename state highways, and same is the case with Uttar Pradesh. What do you think?
Yes, I think what they're trying to do is to denotify the
exactly.
state highways and basically on record they don't want to show it a state highway so that the liquor shops which are on the other side, two sides of the road, they can also survive and the government can get some revenue.
So, but do you think this is actually a workaround? And because obviously the
It's a
SC
workaround.
Completely.
It's a workaround.
Completely, and I don't think this is a very sustainable way. First of all, you can't denotify a highway. What happens to the maintenance? Or what
Okay.
happens to the toll?
We might
So
have another legal battle at hand if people go on doing this. Somebody might just challenge it that you're denotifying.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So, but the entire economy related to the highway sector. But that might come under question mark if you're trying to save liquor shops by denotifying highways or even state highways or
How
national
bad is
highways.
this order going to affect business?
Business
Because
will-
here you call in business into different places, highways and
Yeah.
all, giving them license, asking
Yeah.
them to open restaurants, giving them bar license, and one fine day you say, no, you don't have your
Exactly.
license.
It's almost like a retrospective tax with
Yes,
due respect.
and the one question always there that whether the government is going to the respective government is going to return the money
Yeah.
to these shop owners because they have, as we all know, they pay in lakhs to
For
secure
license.
a liquor license. Whether they should be allowed to,
I think the whole
get
idea
back.
is once the licenses are lapsing, I think they have a window till September also, some of the things.
Yes,
So once
yes.
the licenses lapse. But my thing is, a lot of hotels, a lot of pubs which are built, forget the pubs, you have five-star hotels along that national highway. Pubs and drinking is an integral part of it. We can't be coy about it. So what happens
Absolutely.
to them?
Absolutely,
does-
and also one point which Charu has said is very correct point that for the restaurants, these eateries, these establishment, selling of liquor is a major source of income for them. So if a restaurant or even if from 5-star to a dhaba, if they are not allowed to sell liquor, what happens to the income? What happens to the livelihood of these people?
Yeah.
And that's also a question which we cannot perhaps ignore.
Pratik Ghosh has a question. It's a suggestion. He says that drunken driving should be banned, and it's not the shops. Well, Pratik, drunken driving is actually banned under the influence. It is an offence.
Yes, drunken driving is already banned under the Motor Vehicles Act, and now I think the Supreme Court, the order is actually a desperate measure to impose harder restrictions to avoid, drunken driving and accidents thereby in highways. So we have other questions coming.
Just I had one question about this one. Does the SE order apply to also 5 stars?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course, it applies to 5 stars.
All
And
hotels, restaurants, no exceptions. Pubs, hotels, restaurants, everything along the national highway or state highways.
Okay. So
Yeah.
because isn't one condition for a 5 star a liquor van, a bar? So if you actually don't serve it over there, because that's one of the rules of it. Because I remember when the same thing was happening in Kerala,
Yeah.
5 stars were exempted because what the government
Yeah.
had said is that for getting a 5 star license, a 5 star, a 7 star, you need to serve liquor. That's one of the conditions. And
So yeah, again.
in this case, the 5 stars have not been exempted, and that is one of the reasons why the AeroCity, which hosts one of the top brands of the world, the global brands, they have raised, the
objection
concern over the future of their business. They are saying we are not, we cater to a select clientele, and so what happens to our business? But unfortunately, the ban is for everyone. Okay, Pradeep Kumar is saying it's sad even courts have resigned to the practice of banning rather than enforcement of existing law. Now, I think it's high time courts start developing the culture of law enforcement rather than banning. Mr. Kumar, I just wanted to point out that the duty of enforcement of law
Yeah,
does
it's
not
not
actually
private.
belong to the courts. It
Yeah,
is
but
actually.
I think it's a. I mean,
It's a
the
valid
point is understood.
But yes,
exactly.
he has a point. He is saying that, but as we said earlier, it's actually a desperate measure because of the rising number of, as my
Accidents
colleague
and-
Charu has said, that India has one of the highest rate of road accidents. Okay, we have Tanuja Kate. She's saying, Tanuja is asking, why don't we track the ownership of these liquor shops? More biz will come out. All this will try to beat around the bush as what Kerala is doing. Will you?
why don't we track the ownership of these liquor shops? More boards will come out and try to make numbers. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah, I don't think
actually saying the ownership has not really got to do much with
absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
I think what he's referring to is that there's a lot of political interest behind, or a lot of politicians
Yes,
and powerful
yes.
people run liquor shops, and that's why the protest is there. Right and wrong, I would think, because it's right because it's wrong because this is actually a concern. The Supreme Court has taken this decision obviously because there are a lot of accidents, and to stop that. And to think that there's a lot of political backing, and she has mentioned about how it has happened in Kerala. Yes, but in Kerala also they've moved it away, and they've given licenses only to beer and wine parlors.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how that actually helps the whole point.
Yes.
But in Kerala, yeah, she had a point where
Karina Pritwani is saying that she's raising a concern. She says that we have some jugaad experts who are occupied digging for loopholes to easy living. Yes, absolutely, absolutely correct. We, in fact, the major concern when we say that how this ban will be enforced, there is always a concern that how people will try to, at least a section of the people will try to bypass this order and do business as usual, and that is perhaps a reason which we see when there's a ban of liquor in states like Gujarat or in Bihar. We have seen cases of spurious liquor, cases of bootlegging. The business flourishes. Thank you very much for watching this Facebook Live, and keep watching HindustanTimes.com,
Drive safely.
and follow us for all the news update in HD tweets. Thank
drive
you,
safe.
and have a nice day.